And now salvaging something from an even earlier era. There are a lot of pilots here at AirVenture who have built their own airplanes.
Some are reproductions of popular models, but our Paul Moses tells us about a rare find that could soon be the oldest thing flying.
At Oshkosh, if it has wings and flies, odds are you're going to find at least one of them on the field at any given time, if not an entire squadron. You know, you always hear about these barn finds. Well, this was a doozy. It was odd. Wooden parts and pieces. The agent who was preparing for an estate sale found them wrapped up in, well, Boston Globe newspapers from 1913. So, thinking maybe they were aviation related, they called the Collings Foundation, and the rest is, well, history. That's where Mark Smith picks up the story.
Spent about 6 months looking at the parts, looking at the family history a little bit, going through photographs and drawings until we finally got to the point where we were sure that it was a 1909 Curtiss Busher.
That's right, in that attic sat most of a never-assembled plane that was manufactured just 6 years after the Wright brothers' first flight. In its day, the latest and greatest tech in a fledgling industry. Century Aviation has spent the last year and a half finally bringing it to life, and basically everything you think you know about flying an airplane or driving a car, with the exception of one thing, will get you into trouble in this airplane.
You've got conventional flight control, and then you've got an elevator, push-pull for elevator. To control your rudder, you turn the steering wheel. To control the ailerons, you're sitting in a seat that has railing that sits under your armpits. You lean left and right, so you literally lean into a corner. Your throttle is on your left foot, your brake is on your right foot, which is complete opposite of a car. You find that your muscle memory, everything you normally just automatically do, will get you in trouble.
While the propeller is a reproduction, most of this aircraft is actually a restoration, which is important when it comes to what kind of certificate you get from the FAA. The engine itself is a Curtiss OX-5 and was found in the basement of a home in Pennsylvania.
The intent of the aircraft is it will fly. We've gone through all of the engine testing, ground testing, high-speed taxiing, and we're ready to fly. We're just in the process of working with the FAA for certification. It's going to be certified as experimental exhibition, and so that's adding a little bit of difficulty to the process because it was built in 1909. There's not a lot of the references that they normally have for certifying an airplane. It's going to be a slow process, but we're going to get it.
When that happens next spring, it's likely to become the oldest airplane in the world that's still flying. It'll certainly be the oldest Curtiss-built airplane to break the Surly bonds. At AirVenture, Paul Moses, AOPA Live.
Few people are skilled at flying a plane with these kinds of controls. The Collings Foundation knows of two, both of whom say they are willing to take the restored pusher on its first flight.
Can you imagine those kind of flight controls? Whew. That was unbelievable to try to fly.